given your familiarity with Coach Venables, both coaching with him at Oklahoma and then against him in some big-time games, how does that go into how you game plan for this matchup?
I mean, you know some things, but at the same time, you're watching the players and, the evolution, and you see subtleties defensively that are slightly different than a year ago because, you're looking at last year's games, but then you've got 2 games, so you see where now, because, he's extremely talented and smart, particularly from the defensive view about, what he wants to do, but also what the players can do. And to me, what it looks like in the first 2 games, he's putting his players in much better position to play aggressive, outstanding defense. And it's not radically different, but it is different than maybe some things last year. And most importantly, you can see his team playing faster and playing with more confidence and playing, with very few errors and tackling well and being aggressive. So, that's his style. And at the same time, he kind of knows me and our style a little bit. And in some ways, I think we're both smart enough to know sometimes you got to be a little bit different. So, like the old saying, everybody's got a game plan until you start playing, and you got to adjust. He's not going to get away from what he does, but he'll have his way he attacks us because he attacks every team differently, doing everything he can to win the game. And I think he knows we're going to try our best to do the same thing on our part. We'll do what we do, but we'll have our adjustments that we think give our kids the best chance to make plays that we need to make.
As a follow-up to that, are there telltale signs of a Brent Venables defense that you sort of see in the way this OU team defends?
Meaning?
Like characteristics of Brent's defenses are always going to kind of have these tendencies or have these traits. Like, do you see that with this OU team?
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's just always been, and I think it's from his time from playing with Coach Snyder, and I think you'd say going back with his time with Coach Stoops and with Coach Levitt, the preparation side of things. I think he was always a very prepared, detailed guy. There'd be many days when you say a Brent Venables story, there'd be a lot of days we'd go out to stretch, and we'd be ready to stretch, and every group would be there except one group, and those linebackers were still meeting, going through, how we're going to stop this play and what we're going to do on this and what we're checking here. And after a while, Bob would say, start stretching, because we're waiting on those guys, and because his guys were going to be prepared. So his teams are always well prepared. They're always are keen on your tendencies. They're always very keen on what they want to do, and they're very aggressive. And he's very aggressive as a play caller, and his confidence plays within his players, and they play that way.